Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Oh, we got a lovely email, and it's about Mother's Day. So I'd like to read it to you.
Sure.
Hello there, my name is Forrest White, and I'm emailing from America. I wanted to share a story about my mum, Joanne White. For as long as I can remember, my mum listened to you every morning, every car ride to school in Campbelltown back in 2007. A lot of my current song library is based on what I heard back then. In 2008, our family moved to Boulder, Colorado. Still, my mum would go online and find ways to listen as she went about her day. Every time she'd be working, you guys would be on. Even when I came home from college at the start of 2020, I'd hear her downstairs with Jonesy and Amanda in the morning. You were a part of her routine every day. In late 2021, she was diagnosed with cancer. My mum kicked its butt with her treatment, and you all helped her along listening every afternoon, morning in Australia. She eventually lost her fight at the start of 2022. Jo is an amazing part of so many people's lives, and I'm so proud to have had her as my mum.
Oh.
And I want to thank you, as through everything you guys were a consistent light in her life. As I opened her computer one last time, I saw WSFM up there with Jonesy and Amanda. This Mother's Day, I'll be remembering my mum and keeping you all on my radio.
Oh.
Thank you for everything, Forrest White.
Wow.
Mother's Day is tough for people who don't have a mum. I still get a shock that my mum's not here. She died probably 20 years ago. You know what's interesting?
2004 she died.
I have 20 years this October.
Wow.
I have a very good memory for dates and things, but for the year and the date that my mum passed away, I don't remember.
I remember it really well because I was wooing you to come over here to work with me, and we'd gone to the ARIA Awards the night before, and you said to me, because I said breakfast radio will not change your life, and we got invited to the after party, and I said, well, I've got to go home, and you said breakfast radio won't change your life. And I said, well, I've got to get up early. You said breakfast radio won't change your life. You've got to prove it to me. And you made me party on in the city till 2 in the morning.
I don't think I've partied ever since. But also, what's that got to do with my mum, though?
Well, then your mum passed away.
She did. The very next day, I got a call from my brother saying, I think it's time for you to come up to Brisbane. And, I still get a shock that mum's not here, but in a million ways. Like I'm wearing her rings today. And when I go to watch the boys play sport or whatever, I wear her jewellery. And the boys have always known about Grandma because Liam was only 3 and Jack was only, not even 1 when Mum died. So when they did well at school, I'd say, oh, Grandma, I'd be so proud of you. Remember that time Liam did a drawing? It was me, Grandma, and our dog Ripley.
Yep.
And at one point, he was 5, I think. He'd scribbled out, he'd put a cross through Grandma, a cross through the dog and said, 2 down, 1 to go. Dreadful. He wasn't aware of what he was doing. But on the morning that my mum passed away, I'd been up in Brisbane and I knew that was the hardest thing I've ever had to do was to say goodbye to Mum, knowing I wouldn't see her again.
That's
but hard. I had 2 little children at home. I'd been up there for a week. I had to come back. And I was at a friend's house the next morning. I still had my red Nokia in my hand, the phone in my hand, because around the table, it was like we were in a Maeve Binchy novel, 2 very close friends of mine. One of my friends, her husband had just had open heart surgery. He has since passed away. Vanessa told me she was having a baby. I get a phone call around this same table telling me that Mum had passed away.
Wow.
And so as we were driving home, Liam said, I said, Grandma's passed away. And he said, why are you crying? And I said, well, this is why. And he said, will she be dead every day? It was such an insightful thing to say. And I said, yes, she will, and that's why I'm crying. And then he said, a few minutes later, he said, well, how about you stop your grizzling? And he'd obviously heard me say, stop your grizzling. But it was such a thing my mother would find hilarious. And it gave me this moment to laugh. And she's still in our lives in so many ways. But there are lots of people who, and I know what this is like too, going through Mother's Day where you're struggling to have a family. Maybe you wanted children and it never happened for you. There's a lot of stuff that's hard on Mother's Day. And having said that, if you've lost your mum, there's an organisation called Motherless Daughters Australia. It's a not-for-profit community that will support you at times like this. Head to daughters.com.au. So, yeah, find something nice to do for yourself on Sunday if it's a tough day.
2 down, 1 to go.
I've still got the drawing at home.
And no doubt you'll bring that out on Sunday.
Don't you worry about that.